साल है 1999। हवा में हल्की हल्की इंटरनेट की लहर चलनी शुरू हो चुकी है और इंडियन रोड्स के ऊपर द मेन्यू इज वेरी वेरी लिमिटेड। अपार्ट फ्रॉम अ फ्यू कार्स हियर एंड देयर, इट्स मोस्टली Marutis. That's about it. But that is when Ford enters the party. And this time, they're not coming with a car which is made for European roads and is just being shipped over here, hoping for the best. This time, there is no underestimation of the Indian market. This time, they have a car which is made for India specifically. मैं हूं संग्राम and this is the legend of Ford Ikon. Ford Icon तक पहुंचने से पहले थोड़ा पीछे चलते हैं, कॉन्टेक्स्ट सेट करते हैं. Ford re-entered India in 1995 with the Ford Escort. Now Ford Escort was already a global brand, a very decent car, more than decent to be honest, but it just did not click with the Indian audience. पर credit where credit is due. Ford was smart enough to understand कि बाहर की गाड़ी अगर लाके इंडिया में बेचोगे तो बात नहीं बनेगी. अगर इंडिया में कुछ अचीव करना है तो यहाँ के हिसाब से ही चीज बनानी पड़ेगी. You must learn what do the Indian roads demand, what do the Indian families want. So Ford went back to the drawing board full of josh and they worked for a machine only for India. And that josh machine was the Ford Icon. So what exactly was the Ford Icon? Under the skin, it was a 4th gen Ford Fiesta. Now Fiesta globally was already appreciated for its handling and its chassis. Ford took the Fiesta's 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 chassis, stretched it at the back for more legroom, stiffened the suspension. The suspension setup was McPherson struts at the front and a twist beam axle at the rear. Basically a gem for driving dynamics. देखना बंद मत करना अभी. There were two engine options on offer. A 1.6 liter Rocam engine producing 90 horsepower and 130 Newton meters of torque, and a 1.8 liter Endura D diesel making 68 horsepower. Rocam stands for roller follower overhead cam, and in the Icon, especially the 1.6, it was something special. 90 horsepower, 130 Newton meters of torque might not sound a lot by today's standards, but put that engine in the lightweight of the Icon paired with the amazing chassis of the Fiesta and a telepathic steering wheel which pointed the car exactly where you wanted to go, and suddenly the Icon felt alive. 2003 आया और Ford Icon का first major upgrade लाया, but this upgrade wasn't merely cosmetic, it was significant. The big addition was the new 1.3 liter Rocam engine, now producing 70 horsepower. Now obviously your question is, why put a smaller engine? Because Ford को समझ आ गया कि इंडियंस को एक ही चीज चाहिए, माइलेज. अंदर भी बहुत कुछ किया. सीट कवर बदल दिए, नया इंस्ट्रूमेंट क्लस्टर डाल दिया with digital display for odometer, MP3 player, CD player, rear spoiler, alloy wheels, central locking for the car. The variants also got some pretty cool names. The 1.6 liter Josh 100, Flare, the iCool edition of 2009. Even though the competition around the Ford Icon was heating up, but with its cheeky new updates, Ford kept the Icon feeling fresh and relevant. When the Icon came in the Indian market, it quickly carved its own identity. Sure, there were the Honda City, there was the Hyundai Accent, but the Icon was different. It was more driver focused, it was more raw, it was more alive. Peak production was somewhere between 20,000 to 30,000 units a year around the early 2000s. Over the 12-year span of the Icon, Ford produced over 134,000 Icons in India. The Icon also did something very important for Ford. After the Escort, Ford really needed a win, and Icon gave them exactly that. It gave them credibility, it gave them a customer base, and it also gave them reputation for making cars that were actually fun to drive. So why did the Josh fade? A combination of things. The market around Ford changed quicker. It could update the Icon. Maruti SX4 arrived, Hyundai Verna launched, the Swift Desire came and quickly ate up the market entirely with its combination of value and brand trust. The final blow was emission norms. As the BS4 norms came, Ford realized that it just wasn't viable to upgrade the Icon to meet the new standards. And so in 2011, Ford Icon quietly left the Indian market. But here's the thing about the Ford Icon. It never sold in great numbers like the City did or the Desire would. But for the Indian buyer, it taught a generation that buying the right car could be genuinely fun. And for Ford, it proved a very important point that when you build for a market, rather than just giving it something leftover, the market responds. So, the Josh machine, 1999 to 2011, 12 years, over 134,000 cars, one legendary 1.6 liter Rocam engine. If you've driven the Icon, drop it in the comments. I want to know the story. Like the video if you've come this far, subscribe if you love cars. See you in the next one.